Welcome to Dow's Weekly Digest, Season 3. I hope the time that we spend together becomes a habit for you. And we go together like cupcakes and frosting. Our theme for today is time. Like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Let me share with you now a little rocking chair wisdom on the theme of time. Here's a feel-good question to use. You could ask this question, maybe a potential client. It goes like this. What do you see as coming trends in the widget business in the near future? Then you take time to listen. Listen. Now, here's a story. Imagine there's a bank that credits your account each morning with $86,400. It carries over no balance from day to day. Every evening, the bank deletes whatever part of the balance you fail to use during that day. What would you do? Draw out every penny, of course. Each of us has a bank account. Its name is time. Every morning, it credits you with 86,400 seconds. Every night, it writes off as a loss whatever of this you have failed to invest. It carries over no balance. It allows no overdraft. Each day it opens a new account for you. Each night it burns the remains of the day. If you fail to use the day's deposits, the loss is yours. There is no going back. There's no drawing against tomorrow. You must live in the present on today's deposits. Invest it so as to get from time the utmost in health, happiness, and success. The clock is running. Make the most of the day. To realize the value of the day, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. You know, that's why it's called the present. The present. Our theme is time. What does the book of wisdom, the Bible, say about time? Let's go to the Old Testament, Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. From the New Testament, Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 to 17. Be careful then on how you live, not as the unwise, but as the wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. Like sand through the hourglass, time marches on. The year was 1851. Mass Mutual got its start. And from the beginning, Mass Mutual had a single purpose: to help people secure their future and protect the ones they love. That commitment remains the guiding principle. Now, one foundational policy that I would like to look at, and one of its uses, is Mass Mutual's participating whole life policy. Being a mutual insurance company, their whole life policy is eligible for dividends, which only strengthens the quality of the product. So let's take the time to start our journey by going to Financial Markets website, www.fmiAgent.com. Now I'm logged in and I'm going to click on to Agent Tools. From Agent Tools.com, I'm going to click on to Sales and Marketing. As it opens up, I'm going to scroll down to Premier Life Carriers. Yes, Mass Mutual is one of our Premier Life Carriers. So I'm going to click onto the Mass Mutual tab under the product column. I'm going to scroll down to the first whole life policy I see. It's going to click onto Whole Life 10, 15, 20 Pay. Then that opens up and I'm now going to move myself down to Product Resources. I see entitled Whole Life Historical DIR, Dividend Interest Rate. Now that is a competitive comparison, and this will give me a dividend history of the last 20 years, not only of MassMutual, but also its competition. As you can see, MassMutual has been number one many years. So in 2022, if the premium was, for example, $100, and the return of premium, the declared interest rate was 6%, then $6 would be returned to me. Now, many policyholders will tell MassMutual to use that $6 dividend in my example to purchase a one-time purchase of paid-up additional insurance. Now, this is able to do two things with that $6. Purchase more insurance without evidence of insurability and increase the living value, I call it the cash value, of the policy. Please note that the internal growth of the cash values and the cash values of the dividends, that little paid-up policy, is a non-taxable event. The return of the dividends on the policy is a non-taxable event. Going back to product resources, I'm now going to click on to the consumer flyer entitled Gift of a Lifetime. Giving a participating whole life policy to your child or grandchild helps set an example of financial responsibility. And the policy has a range of benefits over time throughout the loved one's life. The living value, which I call cash value, could be used in the future as time moves on for various reasons, such as college tuition and expenses, funding a wedding, a payment for the first home, and starting a business. As page 2 indicates, there's a good reason to start the program for that loved one at their early age. You see, the premiums are guaranteed. They will not increase. You're locking in that person's insurability, and they will have the benefit of time for that internal growth. Page 3 explores for us the benefit of a particular rider, which some of you may know as a GIR rider, Guaranteed Insurability Rider. As time moves on and at certain ages, your loved one can buy more insurance without any evidence of insurability, regardless of their health. And finally, as page 5 points out, your loved one, that child, that grandchild, they're going to outgrow their clothes, they're going to outgrow the toys and other gifts. A participating whole life policy from MassMutual is different. You are able to give your child or grandchild a fully funded life policy that will provide permanent life insurance to protect their own family one day. You know, one of the uses I see the whole life policy with the limited pay is for the child or grandchild's college. Saving for college can be very daunting. College comes at an alarming high cost these days. Clearly, most families need a long-term saving plan if they hope to help their children or grandchildren avoid a mountain of student loan debt. The use of MassMutual's whole life to work in tandem with that 529 plan. Suppose your child or grandchild decides against going to college. Any earnings in your 529 plan, but not your contributions, will be subject to ordinary income tax, which can be great and maybe even a 10% tax penalty if you decide to withdraw them. Now, there are some plans that allow the beneficiary, who is generally in a lower tax bracket, to withdraw the funds, but it's still a significant tax hit. Life insurance owners don't have to face that. You may also have the option under maybe the 529 to have a relative as the new beneficiary. A big advantage, folks, of MassMutual's whole life insurance policy is that it is not included in financial aid calculations. By contrast, the money in a 529 plan is considered the parent's asset, and up to 5.64% of the parent's assets are counted in the applicant's expected family contribution for each year of college. I urge you to take the time to explore using MassMutual's whole life as a savings vehicle for college for your clients. I know I am personally looking at this savings vehicle for a loved one. Thank you today for taking time with me exploring the time-tested participating whole life policy of MassMutual, seeing the many benefits of showing this to mothers and fathers and grandparents, because by acting now, they can help secure their loved one's future. They can take advantage of time. To visually get this point across, I would now like to show you a video, and it's produced by MassMutual.
When you think about gifts for children, you probably think of clothes and toys, or maybe even phones, tablets, and video games. You probably don't think of life insurance, but maybe you should. Whole life insurance from MassMutual can give your children or grandchildren a financial head start by providing a guaranteed amount of life insurance to help them protect their future. In addition, it builds cash value over time. When they're older, your children could use the cash value in their policies to help fund important milestones such as college, a wedding, their first home, or preparing for a baby. However, it's important to understand that any distributions will reduce the policy's cash value and death benefit, so your children should be selective about how and when they use their policies. Purchasing life insurance on a child may make good sense. Premiums are lower for children because they are young and healthy. As your children grow older, they may not be able to afford or even qualify for life insurance. Purchasing whole life insurance for a child now will help ensure that he or she has guaranteed protection for life. There is also an option that allows them to purchase more coverage at certain life events, like a marriage, the birth of a child, or at regular intervals as needed, regardless of their future health. This option is available for an additional cost, and certain conditions will apply. With permanent protection, cash value, and options to increase coverage, whole life insurance from MassMutual can truly be a gift of a lifetime. There are specific underwriting and ownership guidelines for insuring minors, which vary by state. Ask a financial professional for more information.
Did you enjoy that video? I do every time I watch it. You can see now why we have MassMutual as one of our premier carriers. Like the sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives and of our loved ones. Remember this: blessed are those who ease the pain of misfortune, for they shall be called insurance agents. And folks, GP for you equals G. God's plan for you anytime. They're great. Until we meet again, you take care.